Well, Kirk Lewis is an arm holder.
All right.
So he serves a critical role in this city. And we thank God for you because you're there to hold those arms up of our mayor. We are going to be victorious. We are going to have a renaissance and see that in our lifetime. So thank you for coming. We welcome your comments today. We love and appreciate you. Now, he came at a very quick notice. So I'm going to release him when he gets through because he really had a very, very heavy agenda. And so I thank you for honoring us. Don't make it your last time coming to us. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kirk Lewis.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I tell you, it is tough to follow a preacher. I always ask the question, who's going to be coming before me because it is tough to follow a preacher. One time I had to follow Reverend Jesse Jackson. And I tell you, I felt like I couldn't say much more after he had done his piece. So, but, unfortunately the mayor wasn't able to come. And what is happening here today is extremely important to our mayor, to this administration, to the citizens of Detroit, because it's about how we're going to turn this city around. Now, we talked a little bit about, we can't look back. We learn lessons from looking back, but we really have to look forward because we have a tremendous opportunity here in this city. And really, the real focus and the jewels that we have are our children.
Come on.
And what you're doing here is all about our children. I sit back and look and say, every time we don't get this education thing right, we lose another generation. And we cannot allow that to happen. And so I'm so thankful, and the mayor's so thankful for what you folks are doing here today, because this is the start. It takes this community coming together, then multiple communities coming together, because that's how we're going to have change. And I go back to an event we had this past weekend, Angels Night. Used to be called Devil's Night.
Right.
We had a high of 810 fires during that period at its peak. Now think about that. I mean, you drive around through the neighborhood, everything's on fire, basically. We moved that down to, it was a couple hundred fires. Last year, we had 169 fires. But this year, we had 95 fires, which, and really what that was about this community coming together and saying, we will not tolerate this kind of behavior.
Right.
And so there's a great example about communities coming together. We here in Detroit, our surrounding communities, came together. Now the key is we've got to maintain this going forward. And so it's a challenge, but it's about work. And the work that we do, the work that you do, is tough work. It takes every day to be committed to it. It takes time away from your families, but it's important to all of us. So I want to give everybody a hand here because you are what it's all about. This is what Detroit is. Alice Thompson, we're talking about leadership. You're right. You know what? When you work with someone and for someone, and they're a great visionary and leader, it makes your job easy. So I want to thank you, Alice, for all the work that you do on behalf of the mayor and the city of Detroit. So give her a hand. And I tell you, Tanya Allen and I have spent many an afternoon having in-depth discussions about education, charter schools, which communities we should support, which communities we need to put more resources into. But I'll tell you, there is commitment there and leadership there. And I was so happy and pleased when she got her new position as the #2 person over at the Skillman. So I think we got to give Tanya a hand. You know, this is a celebration. You probably read in the paper that the mayor and our administration, we didn't have the best week this past few days. You know, we had this conversation about emergency manager that got everybody all excited. We had the bus drivers who decided that because of security, which is a valid point, that they weren't going to work, and we had to deal with all of those issues. And you know, we have our moments with our city council where, you know, we're working hard to really focus and work for the citizens of Detroit. But I'll tell you, it's really wonderful to be here today. And I'm really happy that the mayor, you know, gave me the call, because it's really good to see folks who are celebrating. And I really want to thank everybody for everything that you do. And on behalf of the city, Mayor Dave Bing and our administration, thank you.